Hi everyone, Elsie Clements here with a September/October update of my vlog series, my vlogs. I just finished Save the Cat and it took me about 2 weeks to read it. Part of it was because I was dealing with computer issues on my work computer, so I had to take care of that. The other part is home things, had to clean, had to cook, had to run errands. On the side when I'm not working, there are certain things I take care of, like dry cleaning and other things for my husband, because he works during the day. I work night shifts, but I usually primarily either work on my book or spend mornings running errands. And this last 2 weeks were no exception, but I did get through Save the Cat, and it is more incisive than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know that there are certain points in stories that make a book like a well-written book. And I think from reading Save the Cat, I realized, because I have soggy act twos, I have soggy middles because I'm a pantser, but I'm trying to become more of a plantser, like planning and plotting, pantsing and plotting at the same time, because I'm starting to realize that a good number of my stories that I've written in this rewrite I've done so far, pantsing isn't going to work. So I have to, even though it's a pain in my behind, I'm going to do it. I'm going to rewrite the story, but I'm going to restructure all the chapters, because that just seems to be the best option right now. Instead of me trying to keep going, what I have is good, but there are certain plot points, especially part of Save the Cat, that I'm missing, and I realize that's what's messing up my story flow. And I can't just keep waiting for the muse, as they call it, to hit me. I want to be a published writer, and I gotta get, and as my husband say, sometimes I overthink a situation instead of just doing it. When it comes to stories, you have to structure them properly or you're going to have a sucky story. That's where my sagging middle is coming from. There's stuff I'm missing in the beginning that's making the middle sag. And then my ending I have in my head, but the middle is just dragging. And I even reread it. I was like, I'm padding so much of this, and maybe I'm making it more complicated than I need it to be. Like, I'm writing partially a romance story, and I'm like, well, you don't just fall in love in 2 days. But at the same time, when I read romance novels, some of them, they do fall in love in 2 days. So it's kind of a confusing thing. Like, I want the relationship to work, but I don't want it to be an instantaneous relationship. You know, I'm working on it. That's what I'm trying to do. And Save the Cat was actually really helpful. Now, with Save the Cat, I'm going to use that story structure and plot elements for Preptober. I even got ready for Preptober. See my Jack Skellington. I didn't bring in my Pose Anywhere Sally doll yet, or my Sally and Jack Skellington mugs, but you probably will see it during my NaNoWriMo, because, hey, I love Night for Christmas. You might see it during my Preptober vlogs, but they will be there. Now, when it comes to everything that's going on, we got Preptober in the next 2 weeks. My birthday is on the 5th, so that's a whole week. And then with NaNoWriMo, I made the conscious decision to postpone live streaming for a while, because I want to focus on story structure and I want to focus on NaNoWriMo. I don't want to do extra stuff that's gonna make the situation harder than it needs to be. And I do appreciate all of you that attend my live stream and everything. It's just that for what I want to do, I want to just kind of hold off on it. Maybe I'll start up in December. Oh wait, December is my month off. Or, January. But for right now, I just want to hold off on it. On top of that, there are plenty of other people that are live streaming. Camille Myrick, Tamara Wood, Sarah Sharnweber, Kate Kavanaugh, By the Brook, Austin K, SS Pack. There's so many other people that are live streaming that I don't really necessarily need to do it. And at one point I thought, well, maybe I should live stream to build my platform, But in all reality, I have not really talked about what my books are about, in a sense. And I think part of it was I'm not really comfortable at this time because a lot of them are first drafts, they're not second drafts or third drafts or what have you. So I don't really want to talk too much about it because I'm not at the stage where I'm even close to even getting a beta reader or publishing. You know, why would I tell you about the book if it's not even at the stage where I can say with confidence, this is the book, what it's about. This cuticle's bothering the crap out of me. You see me picking at it a little bit. Got it. I can't say with confidence, this is the book, this is what it's about, these are the characters, you know, the premise. I realized that going through the whole Save the Cat process and even trying to make my own outline, because even though SaveTheCat.com has their own outline, I'm not paying $100. I'm not going to be paying all this extra money for stuff. I'm not. We're in COVID-19. I got to find ways to cut costs, and that is one of them. So with all that being said, I can't. What was I trying to say? I don't feel confident in telling the stories. Like the one I'm working on right now is going to be fairy tale based. Like the structure is sort of fairy tale based, but it's not going to be a specific fairy tale that I have in mind. Like there are certain elements from that story, but you know, you don't have to follow beat after beat after beat. And that's all I'm going to say about this NaNoWriMo book. But I don't want to go any further with it because it's not fully formed. It's almost like if I release a story, it's like taking it out the oven before the cake is fully made. It'll fall flat and then there's a sog in the middle, which is kind of like a symbolism of my soggy middles or soggy act or my sloppy act twos. So I'm not feeling confident telling about the story just yet. So, you know, they tell you should do all this extra stuff because you want your platform. But how are you going to have a platform if your story isn't fully formed, if you have a half-baked cake? So that's why I'm changing up how I'm doing things. I'm not going to be live streaming as much. There's plenty of other sites that, you know, live streams you can go to. I usually attend like Tamara's. I'll try to attend Sarah's. I'll try to attend Camille's. I try to attend other people's live streams. I don't necessarily have to make my own live stream. It don't always work. Now, with that being said, I will come up with another video coming up. The other thing I have to work on are my podcasts. I'm spending yearly on a podcast and a website. I have not updated that website since COVID-19 happened, and I think because there wasn't much to talk about. Now, I did come up with a subject. It's about the Omegaverse lawsuit. I just want to get into detail. Now, what's her name? Lindsay Ellis kind of already covered this. And there was a podcast I was listening to. They already covered this. You know, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it from a perspective of a writer rather than, you know, Lindsay kind of is a writer, I believe, but she's more like an editor, I want to say. And she did a really good job. So I'm going to probably put a link down there, like for certain legal things, like Legal Eagle was on her video, which I was like shocked. I was completely shocked to see it. But I want to talk about it. And that's probably the only thing I've been wanting to talk about for like a minute now. I don't know why, but I haven't really been able. I think it's because of the fact that there isn't much going on in the writing world right now besides that lawsuit in Preptopber and NaNoWriMo. There's not much to talk about. So I have to work on making podcast episodes. I'm thinking about revamping my website, maybe moving away from WordPress and going to a different web hosting service. I haven't decided yet. I'm still under GoDaddy and HostGator, so we'll see how that works. My brother knows how to do websites. Maybe I'll get him to do a Wix account or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to give an update of what's going on. The podcast thing is still going, and I want to properly structure it before I talk about it. That's the thing. And I have to get my mindset wrapped around this thing, and I have to take notes. There's stuff that goes on in podcasting, and people talk, and the thing is, I podcast by myself. I don't do with another person. Problem is, part of it's me. I don't communicate as well as I probably should. I don't have that many writer friends where I live. And the ones I do know, they live on the other side of the country. On top of that, you know, it's really hard for me. Even though I am doing cameras and stuff and I do podcasts, my brain still works on I had to kind of wire my brain because I'm still used to what I used to do in college. We used to do radio shows in college. This is back in 2005, 2006. I graduated college in 2009. Undergrad anyway. I went to grad school. I'm not talking about that. I never will. But my undergrad, radio was my major, communication arts. We do like 10 seconds in is always dead silence for whatever intro you need. You have to put in a script. And if I don't put in a script, I'll just talk randomly for hours. And sometimes I don't get to the point, and I feel like that kind of holds me back from the podcasting thing. So I'm trying to make a script over the Megaverse lawsuit, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Even with Lindsay Ellis's video and me researching on the topic, because there's a New York Times article and stuff, there's a lot to talk about with it, and I don't want to mess it up. That's the thing. I really don't. What's wrong with my voice today? But I'm going to go back to doing podcasting. So there's other stuff I can do besides live streaming. That's the point. I can do other stuff. I don't need to live stream. There's plenty of other people who have the personality to be online. Now, hopefully this will be up the same day, because today's Thursday and it's usually will be a live stream today, but I sent a tweet out already that I'm not going to do it for a while. I got the worst headache right now. That's part of the reason I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Now, with all that being said, I do want to thank everybody who's supporting me and, tries to listen to my podcast and stuff. I know sometimes I ramble, and even my live stream I ramble, but that's how I get my thoughts together. And I wish it was a better way for me to communicate, but that's the way I do communicate. But yeah, that's the end of the vlog. I'll give an update, especially when Preptopber gets around the corner. Probably during my birthday week. You'll see my Jack Skellington. You'll see my posable Sally. You'll see my mugs and everything. So thank you guys for watching, and I will talk with you guys again soon. Bye-bye.